Welcome back to day 7 of the 30-day leadership challenge. Let's get straight to the point today. Strategy takes far more time than you think you need to give to it, or that you think you might want to give to it. In an age of far too many things to do and a growing list of actions that seems both urgent and important, something like strategy, this amorphous, seemingly open-ended set of tasks, gets shoved into the 20 minutes on a Friday afternoon when you finally get to have a coffee by yourself. Quite simply, that's not going to cut it. Strategy takes time. Most important of all, the nature of strategy is that it is deep work, and that requires thinking time. It isn't something you can just fit in between everything else in 10 minutes here, 5 minutes there. So now that you have started implementing Monday Hour 1 time planning that we talked about yesterday, it's time to implement time blocking for strategy. Now, don't get me wrong, if you are starting from no time in your calendar for strategy right now, adding a half-day a week is going to be tough on you, your team, and probably even your bosses, unless they really get the power of this type of work immediately. It's also going to be tough on you emotionally. Working on strategy is a muscle, and like any muscle, if you aren't used to flexing it, which actually is not just doing the deep work, it's also pushing back on the other things that require your attention and being okay about doing that. If you aren't doing that and working on it every single day, it means that if you suddenly do 2 days of strategy, you're then not going to want to touch it for a month, which is a mistake so many people do. They do a quarterly or an annual strategy setting session, and then they think they're done, partly because they don't want to do any more. So I want you to make strategy a habit, but start small. If you've never done this before, put aside 30 minutes this week in your calendar. Then promise yourself that you'll clear all distractions from your physical and virtual desk, shut your door, turn off email, any instant messaging apps you have, and then you're going to sit there and think, because that's where strategy starts. Thinking beyond today and beyond this week, thinking out into the future, projecting, being anticipatory, setting direction. And remember that time every week on your calendar isn't just for strategy development, but also for understanding how to implement the current set of initiatives, feeding back into your strategy, updating it. Whatever it takes to go from direction to results instead of living in that reactive whirlwind of your inbox, which so many of us exist in by default. If you've never done this before, it may well feel hard and you'll want to be distracted, but trust me, strategic level work is where the real impact comes from. So give yourself the time to think and operate this way, and success will come as a result. Today's homework is fairly simple. Pop over to Slack and let us know what day of the week you are blocking out your calendar for strategy and how long for. If you're struggling, come along and share what's holding you back so we can see if you can get you unstuck. There are all sorts of solutions for getting this time into your calendar, even when you think it's completely impossible. So if that's you, head over to Slack and let us know and see if we can help you move forwards.